Hi, I'm Curious Cass, and this is Curiosity Junkie. Today, we're going to talk about essential oils. What are they? How do you use them? And what's the big difference in brands? Please welcome today's guest, Yvette Rae. Hi, Yvette. Welcome.
Hi, Cassie. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How about yourself?
Good. I'm really good. Thank you so much for asking.
Wonderful. Well, let's jump in. I am so excited to have you on to talk a little bit about essential oils, Young Living in particular, and kind of what brought you to that specific brand and what got you into oils. I know very little about oils. I have a couple. I have a diffuser. I think most people do, but we know very little about the actual power and benefits of the oils. So let's talk a little bit about first how you got, like what brought you to oils.
Okay. Well, when I started, I actually am an esthetician by trade, so I have some aesthetics training. So as an esthetician, we obviously use essential oils a lot, doing facials and things like that, setting the mood and getting, those scents in the room and the towels and such. So that's how I knew of oils initially. So use those in my aesthetics practice. And really wasn't aware of sourcing. There's so many oils everywhere. You can get them pretty much, any big box store and boutiques and things like that. So I wasn't really super aware of sourcing until I worked in a medical office. I had met someone who was with Young Living, but then learned about the seed to seal. So seed to seal means that they have control over the plant oil from the way the seed is planted to the way it's distilled to its bottling and all the way till it gets to us. And I used it to help with some concerns that I had. So that's when I really got into studying sourcing and realized how little regulation there is. So you have to really rely upon the company to have the integrity in how they're producing their product.
Right. So what I hear on that is you should really know about the company that's producing the oils. Don't just trust what they're saying. Like, check out the company and what they're doing specifically with their oils to create them, right?
Absolutely. And I can tell you that it all started with Gary Young, with Young Living. So everything else is a spinoff from him. So that's amazing. That's wonderful, for him. But again, be cautious of the oils that you're using. So,
right. So did you have health concerns that brought you to this, or was it just curiosity that made you want to dig into this?
Well, initially just using them, it was because it was what I was exposed to with aesthetics. And then when I started to use them and take them internally and use them daily, it was. I had a car accident, so I had a little bit of an injury in my knee and back, and so I was using some things topically, and then discovered that I can use them for my hormones. So I use them. I've never taken any prescription medicines for my hormones. I've only used essential oil-based products for that, and that's a big deal.
That is.
So I, when using them internally and topically, and for that such a specific reason, that is why I started to use them daily and became so passionate about, quality and the different products that are available.
Right. When you say internal, I really want to get into that because I don't want people thinking all essential oils, especially if you don't know that much about oils, are something you can use external and internal. There's specific oils that can be used internally.
Yes, definitely. I'm sorry to interrupt. Definitely seek out education on that because not every oil is able to be used internally. Young Living has products that are specifically for internal use and are labeled as such and are permitted to be labeled as such. So, and not every company, and in fact, I couldn't tell you if another company has. I don't believe they do have internal usage available. It's possible. I should probably know that. I don't, but I do know that Young Livings are. So,
right.
Yeah, be very, very cautious and educate yourself on using them like that. You can use them topically, aromatically, and internally.
Which I love that. And I love hearing that you're doing it for hormones because as women, they can be like all over the place. So is there something specific, and is it a like, this is just a generic recipe that works for most people, or can you fine tune it so it's really specific to your body?
Right, absolutely. It's I would say you want to fine tune it to your specific needs. I worked for a physician in a medical office who was in a health and wellness practice, and he helped me get my blood work done, so I knew kind of what I was looking at, what I was working on, and he guided me in knowing kind of initially what I was treating. Progesterone, estrogen, thyroid, things like that. There are oils that support your endocrine system, support your adrenal glands, which are important for hormones. And then there are specific ones for support of your estrogen levels, for support of your progesterone, things like that support, your hormone system. We can't necessarily say we're treating, we're supporting the endocrine system. So.
Right. So what's some of your favorite oils, like your go-to oils at your house?
Oh my gosh. Well,
I know it's probably all of them.
In fact, I have a bag right here that I have probably 30 of them, and I take it everywhere I go. So gosh, my favorite, there's one called Believe that is amazing. Well, I will tell you, number one is frankincense, because you put frankincense on your skin and your skin is amazing.
Really?
So frankincense, yes, it's probably, yes, it's amazing for your skin. And working in aesthetics, I would compare it to a lot of, products that have active ingredients. I love it. It smells so good. It's grounding. Believe and Joy are probably my two favorites. Those are the ones I definitely use every day, but gosh, I could go on and on. I mean, there's so many.
I love that. I love knowing that about the frankincense, and I even in my head remember what that smells like. I know last week we were smelling a bunch at the office, and I know I smelled it and I was like, oh yeah, I like that.
Yes. The little drop in your moisturizer at night and apply it to your skin. It will help you sleep. It will help your skin. It helps with texture and pores and all that good stuff.
Wow. That's fantastic. I love that you have the aesthetics background too, because that gives you credibility when you're talking about skincare and understanding how to really care for your skin, because it's so important, especially as we're aging. I'm 58, and over the years I've done Clinique and some different products, and I have tried to care for my skin, but I'm not going to tell you I wash my face every night, or I don't have good routines, I guess what I'm saying.
Aww.
So no, I love that you have that background and you understand what really is good for the skin. What other things would you recommend for skin?
Oh gosh, let's see. Well, any kind of blemish or scrape, cut, scratch, anything like that, lavender is amazing for. Smells good. You can also put that on your skin. Oh my gosh. So I put Joy on my skin. You can apply it in your hair for, stimulating hair growth, for supporting that. And then you can, trying to think, I put a lot of them on my skin. So, I'll take them internally, or supplements to support my body for my skin. There are some things that support your integumentary system. There's a product called Sulfurzyme that supports your skin. Honestly, if I just love the way it smells and it's not an oil that's going to irritate, I stay around my orbital rim. But if it's an oil that I just love the smell of, white angelica, myrrh is a great one. So myrrh is in there. White angelica is wonderful. So there's just a ton. There's so many that are great for your skin.
Yeah. And I noticed in your Facebook group that you do post a lot of recipes, and you have topics pretty much weekly that you're talking about. I know you share daily on there, but I know I see recipes go by often. And so if anybody is wanting to connect with your group for recipes, information, how do they connect with that group on Facebook?
Sure. I believe you'd have to connect with me first. And so that's Yvette Rae. And then the Well Cultivated Life is the name of my essential oils group. And so it's education. Some of the people in there on my team, and some are not. Some are just there checking it out, seeing if they like it, seeing, what I have to say about it. And that's fine too. I always encourage learning, listening, being sure that you're ready to kind of jump in. And then, of course, answer any questions. So you can find me both places.
And I do want to stress again that the oils are internal and external, and that is with Young Living. And so please make sure you're researching before you take anything internal or even use it on your skin, because you can get some irritation with
Yes.
oils. You want to be careful.
Definitely. There's definitely a little bit of a learning curve and, education as far as how you respond personally. And so some people I just jumped in with, both feet and was perfectly fine, didn't have any sensitivities. But on occasion people do. So you want to be really cautious and using carrier oils and things like that when you're applying. So even with applying or, having it in the air, sometimes people are sensitive. Not everyone, and most people are not. But, again, yes, be cautious.
Right, right. So one of the things I always like to know is, since you've been using them, what are some of the big differences that you've noticed? Because it's one thing to talk about oils and say they're great, but what, like from your experience, what was some of the stuff that you noticed made a big difference when you started using the oils?
Okay. Well, number one, I think mood for sure. They definitely affect the limbic system of your brain. And so they can help your mood. So I definitely felt supported in that way. My emotions, supporting my body, with digestion. A lot of times people will start with a starter kit, and there are oils in there that kind of support your digestion, support your mood, support your sleep. So it really helped my sleeping. So that was a great benefit. And then, of course, like I mentioned, supporting my endocrine system and my body. And then, of course, my skin, because once I learned which ones would work well for my skin, I was applying them all the time. So
right. You're like, oh, it's precious. Let me make it.
Yeah. So honestly, that I use them every day. That was probably the biggest. I did, because I would think, oh, I am not going to use these every day. And then now I can't go a day without my little bag in my purse.
No, that's great. I think that speaks volumes to the power that they work if you're carrying it with you 24/7. I love that. Two things you said that kind of registered with me was the sleep and the gut piece that you noticed a difference in. And both of those are so important to our overall health and happiness, like massively so. And I don't think I really realized how important those two are until much later in life. And understanding how much sleep you need. Everybody needs a certain amount. Some people can go with 6, some people need 10. Like, you need to know that about your sleep. But I think a lot of women, maybe men too, I can only speak for women because I talk to a lot of them and I am one. But I think a lot of women have trouble falling asleep at night and then staying asleep.
Yes. So I luckily had never really had too much trouble with that. But sometimes would wake up, a little bit in the middle of the night and want to be able to go back to sleep. So I would diffuse lavender at night, cedarwood, frankincense is also great for night. And then there are specific oils for sleep that support sleep. There's rollers. So yes. And I did just earlier this year go through a little bout of having some difficulty sleeping, and I had never experienced that before. So I was so thankful to have the supports of the oils, and there are many. So let's say, lavender doesn't work well for you. You might try Peace and Calming, or you might try Tranquil, or you might try Rutavala. Again, everybody, has a little bit of a different response. Right. So kind of learning what works for you. The sleep, I was so happy to have the sleep support earlier this year. I love my sleep too.
Yes. I'm one of those. I have to have a full 8 hours. So it's so important to me. Mm-hmm.
Me too. Yes.
And I like that it's not just one. Like, you're like, okay, this one fits everybody. I love when you can individualize it, and you have to figure it out and discover what works best for your body, because we are not a one size fits all. And that, to me, is one of the issues I have with pharmaceutical prescriptions that doctors want to put. They're just giving you, this is a one size fits all pill. It doesn't work. And I love that the oils kind of you have to find what works for you.
Right. And then to speak on digestion, that's another thing too. Like, that's where you can take the supplements. There are supplements, or using the oils internally. There are different products for that. And because the supplements are plant-based, they're more readily absorbed by your body. And so you get, you get better absorption rather than a different substance, let's say.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I know there are a lot of supplement options out there. And again, that's another one. Check into it. People know what's in the product. There's so many things that can slide through with supplements because they are supplements. They're not huge. They're regulated, but not like they should be. So know your products if you're going to do it. And there are a lot of supplements that, even if you're taking A, B, C, D, like those are some great supplements and vitamins to have in your body. However, your body may not absorb them without another, I don't even know what it's called, the thing that kind of helps your body process it and actually absorb it. So you have to educate yourself on supplements. Don't just run down and take a D because you may need the K to go with the D so that it will absorb in your body.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So on that, you guys do have supplements, you said, along with oils.
Yes, absolutely. There are many supplements for, I like to say that if there's a need, there's a product for it. And that's kind of the thought behind the Young Living products, is that it's kind of like replacing things in your home that you may use every day, like your supplements or your detergents or things like that may have undesirable chemicals in them. So yes, so they have supplements and soaps and detergents and things like that are more of the non-toxic variety because you have to be careful when you go to the grocery store about what's there and what's presented to be a natural product and is maybe not quite as wonderful as you would hope it would be.
Right. Read labels.
Yes.
One of my favorite for cleaning and just I love having that smell in my house is thieves.
Yes. So good.
Love that. Just it makes it to me. It's like I go, oh, my house is clean because I can smell it.
Yes. And they just came out with a luscious lemon hand soap. But I'm hoping they come out with some. I don't know. I'm going to put that out there. I'm hoping they come out with some cleaning products with the lemon too.
Yes, I love lemon. And actually, that is my favorite oil right now in my diffuser is the lemongrass.
Yes.
And I put a little orange in there. My favorite. Like I just love it.
Yes, the citrus.
I guess. Yeah. I love it. Well, again, thank you for coming on. Remind everybody again how they can connect with you, Yvette.
Okay, so I'm on Instagram, Yvette Rae Wellness, and then on Facebook, Yvette Rae, and then the Well Cultivated Life is my essential oils group.
Fantastic. I love it. Well, I'm so glad we got to connect and have you on. And I always think about all of the young women that used to work for me at the Limited. I managed a Limited store at Metro North Mall. And if you're from Kansas City, that mall is no longer around. That's how it was. Yes. But Yvette used to work for me. And then we had like Missy and just a ton of wonderful young women, and you guys are all doing amazing. And it was wonderful to see you on Facebook and connect with you again there. And so I'm so happy to have you on and talk about essential oils and young living. And I just think you're doing amazing things.
Thank you. You too. I'm so excited. I love listening. I've been listening to the podcast now a couple of weeks and I love it.
Yay! I'm happy. Cool. Well, thank you again for coming on, and thank you to everybody for joining us, listening, tuning in, and stay safe and stay curious. Have a great one.
Bye.